Hello and welcome to the Heart of Markness Led Zeppelin podcast. I am Mark. How is it going? I don't have any sound in my headphones. That's a no good. Well, I'll just keep talking then because I see that it is recording. What I have for you is a bit of a treat. It is Jimmy Page in Frankfurt, Germany, the night after their fantastic gig in Frankfurt, which was June 30th. Santana was playing the same venue. Jimmy Page hung out and watched the show, hung out with the band, and then came out and did a couple of songs with them. And the reason why I'm sharing this here is because those songs are fantastic. Jimmy and Carlos jamming back and forth, 1980 Jimmy, by the way. It is sharp as a tack and smooth as butter. You're going to dig it, and the sound quality is fantastic. It's a great recording anyway, and it was just released as a remaster yesterday by Dario Romero, who we love. Friend of the show, good friend of the show. He's a great person. They're a great person. And every interaction I have with them is positive and great. And they've remastered a trillion shows. Not all Led Zeppelin. They've done some Dio and things like that. But god damn, it's nice. So, you will be able to get this, the entire Santana show, not just the songs I play with Jimmy. They did a full concert at heartofmarkness.com. Just look up the episode, Jimmy Page Santana. Find it, download it, own it forever. It's great. Thank you, Dario Romero. Now, I'm going to see if I can get my fucking headphones to work. You will notice no change, but I will be doing things. And I'm back. I fixed it. Well, I didn't fix it. I just turned it off and turned it on again, and it worked. But that counts as fixing it. I'm a genius. Okay. This one just popped up yesterday, and I don't know much about this show other than it's badass. The recording is fantastic. It's a stereo, sounds like a stereo soundboard. Low generation because everything is really, really tight. You'll hear it. The bass, gorgeous, and like I said, the guitar playing is great. The first song I'm going to play for you is going to be Shake Your Moneymaker. Standard. You heard the Black Crowes do it. You heard Jimmy and the Crows do it. And speaking of Jimmy and the Crows, the expanded Live at the Greek, I think, is out. It's shipped. I'm going to have mine due to arrive Tuesday. And it's cool. If you aren't familiar with it, it's a lot of extra songs from the Greek that were not included because of contractual things. They couldn't include any Black Crowes songs on the release. So now they folded the Black Crowes songs into it, and they've taken some songs from looks like Jones Beach in 2000 and entered in, like Hot's On for Nowhere and things like that. So it looks really interesting. I've heard that the drums are buried in the mix as the Robinsons' way of saying fuck Steve Gorman. But other than that, we'll hear it when we hear it. I'll let you know how it sounds next week when I hear it. But if that's something you're interested in, grab it. It's got some cool tunes, a lot more tunes. There's a million different editions of this release. There's the I think I have the 3 CD release. I don't know if it's 3 CD or 3 LP. I don't know. I bought the CD version. But there's LPs, there's signed things for I think $500, 500 pounds. I don't know. Too much. But yeah, cool stuff. Take a look at it if you don't already know. If you do, well then, thanks. All right, we're going to go Shake Your Moneymaker now, and that is what Jimmy on the 1st of July, 1980, Frankfurt, Germany, right after playing that awesome show of For Their Own, where they had that amazing Achilles' Last Stand, had Phil Carson out to play money with them. Fun stuff, good stuff. This is great. We have smooth ass Jimmy, like Copenhagen 79 Jimmy playing with Carlos. I mean, usually when Jimmy's jamming with somebody, like if I played a jam with Jeff Beck or Clapton or something, and it's this time in their careers, you'll be able to pick Jimmy out of a lineup instantly because you'll be like, oh, there he is when you hear it. This time, it's really smooth and really good. And I mean this in all the best ways. This is impressive as fuck. And, it's why we love the man. When he delivers hard, and he delivers. Enjoy it. Shake your money maker.
Page.
The man himself.
Thank you. Jimmy Page the Great.
Super fun, super good, super nice to hear Jimmy wail. It's like the band elevated him. Now, Carlos is a man with a lot of energy and a lot of good vibes, and he's a yogi. He's been a yogi for like 50 years. He did a couple albums with John McLaughlin, who's also a yogi, and so he's got a lot of zap to him, and I think he kind of elevated Jimmy in that. I don't know, he matched the energy. It was great. And it was nice to hear Jimmy talk at the end and just say the man himself after Carlos introduced him. But by and large, the solos were the fun part. In 1980, Jimmy's spontaneity and creativity sometimes were lacking. So sometimes he would flub stuff. If he's going to do solo, which is improvised, he might not have anything in the tank. This is not the case. I fucking love it. I hope you love it too. If not, I'll do something Led Zeppelin next week and it'll be good. This was actually technically qualifies as a patron episode on the Patreon, because this is the kind of stuff I put there. But it's so good, and there are 2 songs anyway. Maybe we'll get into that in a moment. I wanted to share it on the podcast. It's the podcast day today, so rather than grab another show, this is something I want to share with all of you. But speaking of patrons, they are the ones that keep the lights on here. They pay for all the hosting on the websites and various things. Lots of subscriptions for web space and web hosting, etc. for like heartofmarkness.com and the website and the drive where I keep my shows that I share with you. All that costs money. These guys help cover that. Actually, they cover it in its entirety. They're wonderful human beings. And as such, a Laurel and Hardy handshake goes out to Ryan and John and Gary and Keith and Tilda and Steve and George, Big Ed, Kenny of assumed regular size, Picard, Wayne, Brad, hey Brad, Dan Yell, Tracy, Other Supreme David. Hey, speaking of, everybody, get your colonoscopy. If you're old, and you are because you're listening to this fucking podcast of a band that broke up 100 years ago, and you haven't gotten your colonoscopy, hey, I know. It's the most fun you can have. It's nothing better than being invaded by a fucking camera up your ass. However, it can save you. So, in honor of Other and Supreme David, if you need to have a colonoscopy, get one. They suck, but whatever. So does dying of colon cancer. On to Bonzo Billy. How you doing, Bonzo Billy? And me, Mo. That is page 1. Page 2. Laurel and Hardy handshake goes out too. Got some new ones. Don and Marvin and Black Dragon. Keld, Mario C, Lance, and Rob from Melbourne, Australia. Thank you guys so much for your support. Means the world to me. Really makes a difference, especially now as I am seeking new employment after having been laid off. Not having to worry about paying for the hosting for this stuff really helps out. So bless your heart. If you are interested in joining that number and seeing what there is to offer, patreon.com/heartofmarkness. No, slash Heart of Markness sounds right. Go there, find it. It's also on the heartofmarkness.com website. I have links there. And the heartofmarkness.com is my website where you go for the shows that I host, like I mentioned earlier. And if you want to connect with me, mark at heartofmarkness.com. You can always reach me. I'm also on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook and YouTube under the names Heart of Markness. So you can find me if you want me. Do you want me? Do you? I do me. All right. Moving right along. Thank you for bearing with me. All right. One more song for you, and it is a good one. It is the last song of the night. Looks like second encore. Evil Ways. Great song. The most recognizable song by Santana. And it says it has Jimmy Page. As long as I can remember, only Shake Your Moneymaker was credited as having Jimmy Page on it. But this song is the one right after that, and I can't imagine they'd be like, okay, Jimmy, thanks for jamming. Now fuck off. Fuck off, Jimmy Page. We'll play this ourselves. But we'll hear. So it says it has Jimmy Page, might have Jimmy Page. And if you go to the heartofmarkness.com website, you can see a picture of them on stage, Jimmy on stage with them. And he looks great. He looks great. He looks like the 1975 sound check photos from Neil Preston, that kind of thing. Really relaxed, really cool, dressed about the same. He looks good, man. He looks good considering it was 1980 Jimmy. But yeah. So, Evil Ways, Jimmy Page. Your guess is as good as mine. It's still badass and sounds great. Enjoy.
much for your soulful presence. God bless you.
Thank you.
That was unreal. However, I didn't hear any Jimmy Page on that. There wasn't a call out to him, and that was so tight, especially when they came back to it with the bam, bam. That's a band thing, jumping in. They're not going to do that with somebody they're jamming with. I don't think he was there. I'm keeping it in because the notes say he's there, and we'll see. Better safe than sorry. And in any case, fucking incredible performance of an incredible song, and it was tight to hear Carlos jump in to a little bit of Crossroads. I don't know if you heard that. He did that for a couple bars before going right back into Evil Ways. Very classy, very clever, super awesome. Well, I hope you have enjoyed today's show. It's a little shorter than usual, but just a couple of songs, still worthwhile. I am here every Sunday, sometimes on a Monday, with another Led Zeppelin or Led Zeppelin related show, as I will be next week. And I did a bonus episode of a free concert, I think earlier this week, or maybe the week before. Check that out too. That's incredibly awesome. All right. Thank you for listening. Yeah. What do I have? I think that's it. Please be good to yourselves and each other, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.